Good morning, everyone. It's Sal Warner. How you doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. Hope you are up and ready to attack the day. Now, a lot of you may have been up to the early hours of the morning watching Manchester United against Arsenal. I didn't do a watch along. Unfortunately, I wasn't there for the watch along, but obviously, I've watched the game, I've seen the game back, and I want to give my opinion. So before I do that, please subscribe and please don't forget to smash a like in regards to my channel. That'd be fantastic. Guys, thank you so much for joining me this morning. This Sunday morning is Sunday and we're ready to roast. So what's going on? What's happening? Well, Manchester United did lose the friendly game last night, 2-1 to Arsenal. Some positives, some very big negatives, of course, but I was very impressed with Rasmus Scholl. I thought Rasmus Scholl showed a lot of promise in regards to his development. I know he's been working under Ruud van Nistelrooy for a while now, so that finish yesterday was absolutely sublime. Rasmus finished yesterday. That goal was absolutely brilliant. We cannot help that Arsenal went out there with a very, very strong lineup and were intent on injuring our players, tackling 2-foot challenges, whatnot. But I want to stress this before I start anything, right? I want to stress this. Do not overreact. Do not overreact. I see many people overreacting. I see, oh, it's only a friendly though. See, it's a friendly. You can see the signs. Morning, Chow. How you doing, my friend? How did you enjoy the game? Did you enjoy the game, Chow? How did you feel about it? Let me know your feelings. I know a lot of people are going to overreact. It's a friendly. Let me just point out, it's a friendly. We don't like losing to Arsenal. No, we don't. Arsenal had a very strong lineup out there, but we don't like losing to Arsenal. I'm not going to cover that up. I hate losing to Arsenal, even if it was a friendly. Like I don't care what it is. But we have to put it in perspective that it was a friendly. And I'm going to take out some perspectives out of the game. For example, Harry Mas, brilliant player. Brilliant prospect. I said it. I've been saying it on this show for ages. Harry Mas is going to be an absolute brilliant player. And hopefully he gets some time next season to develop and plays in the cup games, the FA Cup games, the League Cup games, and the Europa League. I hope so. I hope he gets an opportunity, of course. But now, let's discuss the elephant in the room. No Rafa Benitez, but let's discuss the elephant in the room. In regards to Manchester United losing the game 2-1 yesterday, Manchester United picked up a couple of injuries, which looked quite worrying. Of course, in particular, Euro. There were fears that it's an ACL. I hope it's not an ACL. It's too soon to tell. Obviously, he'll see the medical team today, this morning. He'll see the medical team, and we'll find out how serious this injury is. We really hope it's not serious, because for goodness sake, we need a bit of luck in regards to injuries. What's going on with these injuries? What is going on with these injuries? In my personal opinion, I feel like these pre-season games are so strenuous. They're so they take a toll on the body. Do you know what I'm saying? They take a toll on the body, and I feel like sometimes we need to calm down with these friendlies, and especially when you play friendly games against Arsenal, when you play friendly games against Liverpool. There's no friendly. They take it seriously, Arsenal. And look at the team that Arsenal had out. Look at the challenges they were putting in. They put 2-footed challenges in on Evans. Like they were going for it like it was a Champions League final, for goodness sake. And we had youngsters in Collier, very good player, very promising player. We had, obviously, Harry Mas was absolutely brilliant. Rasmus goal, though. Rasmus took that goal absolutely brilliant. You can tell he's been on the pitch, the training pitch with Ruud van Nistelrooy, can't you? You can really tell that he's been on the training pitch with Ruud van Nistelrooy. Absolutely brilliant finish. And you can see his development. Ciao. I enjoyed the game. For me, McTominay, handball, Maguire, Anthony needs to be shipped out. This is the point I was making. In particular, McTominay and Anthony. Right. McTominay is not good enough. And I've said it for years and years now. He's not good enough to play in that Manchester United midfield. He's not good enough to be in that squad. I don't think he's good enough. If you want to put him on the bench, fair enough. He can come on with a few minutes to go to nick a goal. But for me, he's just not quite on that level yet. I don't think he's on that level, and he has never been on that level for me, in my opinion. Like the guy, think he's a fantastic pro, think he works hard, but I don't think he's good enough for Manchester United. In regards to Anthony, as I've touched on so many times, I feel like people are not listening to me with this. He cuts in, he shoots, he cuts in, he shoots. He got to stop doing the predictable. Sometimes it's good to go on the outside and cross, you know. Sometimes it's good to cut in from the wing and go into the box, you know. It's cutting on your left and shooting, cutting in on your left and shooting. It's getting really predictable, and Anthony needs to do something different, in my opinion. Someone sort of saw Euro suffer sprained ankle. Yeah, it could be a sprained ankle. I hope it's just a sprained ankle, child. I really hope so. We don't want another ACL injury, because at the end of the day, this is the problem, and this is a clue about next season. This is a clue about our squad. We need to cover this squad, and we need to get reinforcements in that squad. We cannot rely on that. Look at Evans, got badly challenged by the Arsenal player. I don't know what was wrong with Arsenal. They're really going for it. It was personal. Maybe it was the eyebrow joke. Maybe it's a joke I made about Arteta and his facelift. Maybe it was that. I don't know. But they seemed to be really going for it yesterday. I mean, goodness me. It's like they thought, oh, we've not won the Champions League, so we're going to really go in on Man United today. You know, they've got nothing to play for. They're not going to win anything. So stop. Look, we lost 2-1. Right, we lost 2-1, and it was a very, very young side from Manchester United. But we won the penalties. We won the penalty shootout, so it's 1-1 in games, isn't it? We need to sign 2 defenders, 2 midfielders, and 1 winger. Ciao, my friend. We do. We need a lot of reinforcements in that side, in that squad. It's worrying when you get things like the Euro thing happening and the Rasmus injury as well. He did point out that it was just a small niggle. We hope that it's a small injury. We hope that it's not serious with Rasmus. We hope that we get good news today in regards to the medical team and the medical staff, that our players are cushy and we can move on and not worry too much, not give us too much stress and blood pressure. But I would stress this. These friendlies are very competitive, because it is Arsenal, Man United. And when we play Liverpool and when we play AC Milan and all these teams, even Real Betis, we're going to play. And so when we play these games, they are very competitive, especially Arsenal. Arsenal have a very bitter feeling towards Man United in general, naturally, over the history. They do. And when they go in for challenges, Arsenal, they really go in with their footing. And I don't like that about them, because at the end of the day, it's a friendly. We defeated Arsenal in one game twice last season. We beat them friendly, we beat them on penalties, and we beat them during the game. Now, a lot of people, including Chow, your friend, Said, he's obviously been crying again on the stream about, I told you about Ten Hag. I told you about Ten Hag. I told you it's the same old. It's the same old. I told you it's just a friendly though, isn't it? Be sarcastic, right? Look, calm the F down. It's a friendly. Don't worry about it. It's a friendly. If it gets to Fulham on the first game of the season and we are in big problems, then we start saying, well, look, come on. You know, but at the moment, we're getting up to sharpness, we're getting up to fitness, and we're getting players in. We haven't even got our full squad out on the pitch yet. Where was Xerxes? Where was Ligia Martinez, for example? Collier, Oyodele, again, Collier and Oyodele impressed me as well, Chow. Again, and Harry Amas, I thought in patches he did really well. I'm really excited about Harry Amas. I think he's going to amass to greatness, as they say. He's going to amass to greatness, Harry Amas. Absolutely very promising players we have out there on the pitch. And don't forget, Arsenal had a very, very strong side out there. So it was we have to take the positives from friendlies, and that's what it's about. I think Toby Collier and Oyodele are very, very good players. Yes, Amas too. Very, very promising players, and we should be positive about these things, about these young players coming through. And that is what friendlies are about. They're about bringing through players, getting players to fitness. And if we can discover 1 or 2 young players who can come into the first team squad, who can come in and do it and be on that squad and be on that bench and improve our squad, it's nothing but a bonus. Just like what happened with Kobe Mainoo, of course. Arsenal have more technical players than us. I agree, Chow. This is Chow, you're on a roll today. You're on a roll, my friend. We need someone like an Omo. I think we need that type of player, that ilk of player. I don't know what you think, Chow, but I think we need like an Omo type player, someone who can keep the ball and can control and dictate the game. Obviously, Mainoo is that player, but Mainoo's not there. Of course, don't forget Mainoo is not there, one of our main players. So people got to remember that we haven't got the full squad out. But as a squad, we do need reinforcements in the technical side of things, and I absolutely agree with you, because we have to keep the ball and learn how to keep the ball rather than hoofing the ball forward We have to learn to keep the ball. Those youth players, they seem to be of that ilk, but we do need someone like an Omo in there, or a Xavi Simons, someone who can keep the ball and someone can dictate the play. That's what we need. Arsenal have Odegaard, of course. We need a kind of player like that. But of course, we do not have our talisman Bruno in there as well. There's a lot of players that were not there, so of course we cannot judge that team. But it does show you that we do need a squad. We do need a stronger squad there, and we do need extra players there. Now, in regards to stronger squad, yeah, his injury record is a concern, Chow. I absolutely agree. It is a problem. We have to think about it. And next week, obviously, we have some decisions to make in regards to the decision of attacking midfielder and attacking players. Luckily, we have Xerxes, so we can't worry too much about the Rasmus injury. It's not. I don't think it's that serious, the Rasmus one. I'm more concerned about the Euro one. I hope it's not an ACL. I hope it's not an Achilles. So that's what I'm worried about. But hopefully, everything will be fine and they get the all clear today. Now, in regards to Manchester United, Mazraoui has had a cry for come and get me to Manchester United, but on one condition: he wants first team football. Now, in regards to first team football, we cannot guarantee first team football at Manchester United. Of course, we have Dalot on the right back position. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is still at the club. It looks like Aaron Wan-Bissaka could be leaving for Inter Milan. Let's hope that we get a deal for him sorted out very quickly, so we can get money through the door and we can get some signings sorted completely. Of course, Ugarte, I expect him to be a Manchester United player. I expect big developments next week. Hopefully, we will get a here we go next week in regards to Ugarte. But Mazraoui has said that he wants first team football if he is to sign for Manchester United. We cannot guarantee it, as I said. We cannot guarantee he's going to play every single game. But at the moment, looking at Manchester United's injury record, I think he probably will play almost every game. So he might as well sign for Man United. In regards to Ligt, it looks like Manchester United have had a breakthrough in regards to the transfer talks with Ligt. Manchester United have put an offer on the table of 38 million. Bayern Munich are holding that for 42 million pounds, of course. But Manchester United look like they had a breakthrough with that amount of money. It looks like Bayern Munich may accept 38 million with incentives. So you may be hearing a lot more about that next week. And with this Euro news, hopefully it's not serious, but this could escalate the transfer dealings next week in regards to defenders, and Ligt could be through the door pretty sooner than you think. In a week's time, we could have 3 players through the door. 3 we could do. We could have Ligt. We could have Ugarte, of course, as well. So it would be absolutely brilliant if we can do that. And Mazraoui, of course. So if we could do that, bring in those 3 players, it will take a big weight off our shoulders in regards to that. According to Miles Station, Stadium United have more fans than Asna. Asna have been struggling for fans for a while now. I think they have fans, but I don't think they're mentally up there towards being savvy about football, about ball knowledge. In my opinion, they don't have much of it. They're very delusional. They're going to get 114 points next season, they said, didn't they? I mean, how arrogant can you be? You can be arrogant. There's arrogance and there's confidence and there's arrogance. When you start getting into the realms of arrogance, when you haven't won anything and you're coming up against Manchester City and you're saying 114 points, like you're going to win every single game next season, it's very arrogant, don't you think? Asna are very, very arrogant, and their fans are not humble at all. When I was raised in London, I remember when we used to win the title every season during the 90s. And I remember when Arsenal won the league in 1998 and they won the double. And they really, really went over the top. They really rubbed it in our faces. And, you know, I was like, look, we won the title. So how many times the last few years? How many times? And I haven't said nothing to you guys. You're piping up. Now you're giving it to me. And I will never forget that about Arsenal fans. And if you remember those times, you would understand how arrogant they were in 1998, 2004. They were very, very, and 2002. They were very, very arrogant, the Arsenal fans, and they were very, very full of themselves. Very full of themselves. And I think they need to sit down, Asna, because it will be shame about the Asna next season. Yes. I was sitting next to a bunch of Asna fans. Chow, I can only sympathise with you, my friend. I mean, sitting next to Arsenal fans, you know, it's probably one of the worst person to sit next to. Who can you think of worse to sit next to than Arsenal fans? You know, it's probably the worst thing to do. It's like being in court next to O.J. Simpson or something like that. It's just one of the horrible things. You feel like you're O.J. Simpson's lawyer. Do you know what I'm saying? Except O.J. Simpson's lawyer won. But at the end of the day, being next to Arsenal fans isn't the best thing to be next to. But I hope you enjoyed the game. Good to be back in Inglewood. Inglewood, fantastic place. Of course, Inglewood is a fantastic place. Been there a couple of times. Inglewood, California. Big up California. Big up the West Coast. All of the West Coast, obviously. Very, very influential. Lots of friends out there. Lots of friends in the music out there. Brilliant place to be. One thing in regards to Manchester United, in regards to the travelling side of things, it's going to be strenuous. And it does take its toll on the body, I feel. I feel like we have to be careful with these players. Euro walked straight into that Manchester United team when we started the friendlies, and it's great that he's enthusiastic and he really wants to play, but we have to be careful with fitness and we have to not push these players too much. I will go in that training field and say, look, calm down. Don't push yourself too much. I really hope, fingers crossed, we don't have any bad news about Euro. But if Euro does get an injury, which could keep him out for a month or two, if we bring in Ligt, of course we bring in Mazraoui as well, it will soften the blow a bit, and we will have Ligt and Ligt, which isn't bad. Of course, that's still not bad, is it? Do you know what I'm saying? So, but one thing I would say in regards to the friendly overall, I think we should not overreact in these situations. Manchester United fans tend to overreact. We should not overreact. It is a friendly, and I know there's a lot of people that wanted Ten Hag out who are going to overreact to every single game, and we're going to get this next season. Every single game that comes in, if they was consistent in the way they shout Ten Hag out as they do going to the gym, they might be a little bit more in shape, in my opinion. So they need to stop getting on Ten Hag's back and stop the negative, preparing for losses in what they're doing, because that's what they're doing. They're preparing for losses every single game, and they just need to be a little bit more positive and support the team instead of saying, I told you so, see, oh, but it's a friendly, isn't it? Oh, I told you so. Stop all that rubbish, stop all that crap, leave it out, right? Leave it out and support the team like Chow is. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully I will get a chance to see United game at Chow one day. Yeah, hopefully we get to meet, and hopefully we get to see a game. Yeah, definitely. I'll hopefully go to a couple of games next season. Of course, I'm in Italy now, but I'm going to the UAE. I spend a lot of time in the UAE, so I try my best to get to any game I can. To be honest with you, unfortunately, had to give up my season ticket, so I'm not going every single week anymore. Hopefully, I'll get to see some games, definitely. And when you go to Old Trafford, just take it in. The history, everything. It's an absolutely magnificent experience when you go to Old Trafford. And hopefully you go to a game where we win and we score lots of goals. It's nothing worse than going to a game and it's a ball 0-0. I've done that, believe it, and I travelled miles to do it as well. It was absolutely diabolical. Do you know what I'm saying? So, in regards to Manchester United and the performance side of the things, the pitch wasn't good at all. It was like a mixture between a normal pitch and AstroTurf. I don't know. It just looked a bit dodgy. The pitch didn't look good. The grass looked a bit long, and of course that can cause injuries. And this is a problem that we're going to have in friendlies. You're going to play on different pitches that have not been prepared properly, of course, and obviously pitches that are more designed for American football and things like that. So at the end of the day, we need to be careful about how we treat these players and how we run and what boots we use. Things like that, little things like that are very important, because these things can cause injuries. We need to be very, very careful, of course, in regards to that. These injury issues do need to stop. We do need to stop getting these injuries, and we need to find out why are we getting these injuries. Is it just luck, or is there a more sinister reason why we're getting these injuries? What do you think about that? Why we're getting these injuries? I don't know. We've got new coaches. We've got Rennie Hacker. We've got Ruud van Nistelrooy, of course, in there as well. So at the end of the day, we cannot just say, look, it's Ten Hag's training methods. They've been training all week with Ruud van Nistelrooy and Rennie Hacker, so you cannot blame Ten Hag. Of course, many will blame Ten Hag because they were Ten Hag out last season, and they were made to look pretty stupid because they sacrificed themselves pretty early when Ten Hag was supposedly being sacked, of course. So they were made to look like prats. At the end of the day, we won. Hold that. Just move on. As simple as that. Yeah, Ten Hag has won that one. So we concentrate on the team and we concentrate on winning the first game of the season against Fulham. Don't worry about this game. We defeated Arsenal last season. What did it do for us? Not much, did it? You know, we beat Arsenal twice in one game. What did it do for us? Not much. It was a tight game, lots of substitutions, and that's what friendlies are. Lots of substitutions, match fitness, match sharpness. That's what it's about, and that's what Manchester United fans need to think about the most. Now, it is a massive week for Manchester United, and we do need to get transfers through the door. Ugarte, as I reported yesterday, should be almost a Manchester United player by the end of next week. I'm pretty certain about that. Manchester United and Ugarte have been in talks with the club PSG for a while now, and it's about time we got that deal over the line and we got that solidified and we got that here we go that we need in regards to Ugarte. I believe we get that next week, and I believe the Ligt developments will occur, and there will be a lot of noise about a De Ligt. I believe De Ligt has already openly said that he's very disappointed that he's not moved to Manchester United yet. He wants to move to Manchester United, and it would have been great for him to be on the tour because he wants to come on the tour as well, which would be brilliant. Good morning, Kingdom. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well and hope you're having a great day. What time is it where you are? Did you watch the game? Everyone is all tired at the moment, of course. Everyone's going to be a little bit weary and a bit drowsy, of course, because of the game last night. It kicked off very, very late. I could not do the watch along, of course, because I'm in a place where I cannot be too noisy at 2 a.m. in the morning, obviously. So I had to cut that one. But from when I get home, when I get back to the UAE, I will be doing every single watch along for you guys every single week, every single time we play. It will be a watch along, no matter what it is. The pitch was terrible. They need to fix it because LA is one of the city hosts. I would say this about LA. The stadium was absolutely magnificent. It is a magnificent stadium. Charles, do you live in LA? It is a fantastic stadium, a brilliant stadium. But yes, please fix the pitches. The pitches are not football or soccer pitches. They are pitches that are designed for another sport, because at the end of the day, when you play with heavy grass and you're running on heavy grass, your Achilles is a problem, and it could damage your Achilles. So as I've played football, obviously not at a high level, but I've been semi-pro, and I think that when you play on a pitch with heavy grass, it's very dangerous for your legs, and you can get an Achilles injury, which is very, very serious, of course. Hopefully that will get resolved the next game. I believe we're playing Betis. I think we're playing Betis. I'm not too sure. You have to correct me on that. But at the end of the day, getting these injuries is not good, and we need to look at the pitches and say, look, we need to be careful when we run in. And boots we use, the way we train, we have to train for heavy pitches like that, because at the end of the day, the injuries are really, really disturbing us, and we do not want to start next season with players out against Fulham and playing square pegs in round holes. Hopefully we get some some players in as well. Chow, this stadium is owned by Arsenal owner, is it? So this is something a little bit more sinister. Arsenal have grown the grass by purpose to injure our players. They're going to grow. They've actually they basically had a home game then, but they didn't have enough fans to fit their home stadium. They're a bit like Man City in one way. Man United have got the most biggest fan base in the world, and Manchester United will always outnumber Arsenal. You know, they'll always outnumber them completely, because we are much bigger than them. You could see that this game meant more for Arsenal. They were going in with those two-footed challenges. One challenge on Johnny Evans I was not happy about. He almost broke his leg. I think these things need to stop. It's a friendly, for crying out loud. I know they're crying last season. I know that I made fun of Arteta's eyebrows. I know it's not nice. But at the end of the day, it's just banter, and they need to take it, because at the end of the day, they gave it first. And last season, they were celebrating in October. That's not our fault. They were celebrating the league title in October. We don't celebrate league titles in October. We are humble. We don't do things like that. Arsenal celebrating getting their bus parade ready. They lost that for the second time in a row. They need to hold that. Don't come on the pitch and try and injure our players. It's a friendly game. It's a friendly game. It's a friendly for fitness. It's a friendly for sharpness. It's a friendly for media. It's a friendly for PR. That's what it's about. It's not about breaking players' legs and making them injured for 6 months. You guys need to stop it. All right, Arsenal? Stop that crap and listen, concentrate on winning the trophy, because you haven't won one in a while, have you? And the one you did win was with Emery's team. So just allow that, yeah? Allow the injuries. Stop taking it so seriously. And also, some Man United fans, stop taking it so seriously. Yes, we don't like losing. Whether it's a friendly, whether it's a Champions League or whatever, we don't like losing. Of course we don't like losing, but you have to take it in perspective. We won the penalty shootout. If you want to play that game, if you want to play, let's do this, the serious friendly thing. If you want to play that game, we won the penalty shootout. You want to play that? I know it sounds really stupid, doesn't it? Really, but we won the penalty shootout, so it's 1-1. We drew the game, 1-1 in games, 1-1. We drew the game. What are you going to say about that? It was not a loss. Yeah, I mean, come on. If you want to take it seriously, let's really take it seriously. Let's take it. Just take the rules of the game, which these rules were 2 games, a game and a penalty shootout. We won the penalty shootout. They won the game. The game is level. Sayonara. Right. I feel like we are the home team based on the phone. So yeah, we are we always the home team when we go abroad. Unless it's Real Madrid or Barcelona, I think maybe Barcelona. We are always heavily stacked with Man United fans. There was a game a few years ago. I think it was about 10 years ago when Man United played Real Madrid, and Real Madrid done a bird's eye view of the stadium in America. And they blotched out, they edited the red in the stadium and made it all white, because Real Madrid's jersey is white, of course. So they made the whole stadium more white, with their jerseys. So from a bird's eye view, they blotched it, so it looks like there's more Real Madrid fans. But when they showed the real stadium, it's full of red, full of the Reds. That's what it was. Man United fans are never going to be defeated when it comes to numbers. We have the history. We are the greatest club in the world, in my opinion. We are the most. We have the best history in the world. We gave the world the European football scene. We've sacrificed our life for this European football. We sacrificed it. Unlike Arsenal, but they're celebrating being in the Champions League. Something we believed in first, and they didn't believe in. So hold that. So guys, thank you so much for joining me this morning. I know it's a Sunday morning. I know it's a bit down because it was a friendly. It was late, and we ended up losing the game. We won the penalty shootout. That's good. We look like we're good at penalties, which is good. You never know when we might need them. We might need some penalties next season in Europa League or the FA Cup. You don't know. It's really good to win the vote. But I'm taking out the positives. I'm really, really excited about some of those players. Odinei, as my friend Charles said. I'm really excited about Harry and Mass as well. Of course, they're coming in there. Now, of Collier, another one who's absolutely looking like he's going to be the next one to break through as well. And don't forget, we have a Shia Lacey, we have Fletcher as well. There's some very, very good players coming through the ranks at Manchester United. And there's lots to be excited about in regards to the youth and in regards to Ten Hag bringing through this youth. Don't cry about a friendly. It's a friendly game. Enjoy it. Life's too short to cry about friendlies. You know, it is a friendly. Right, and yes, we pick up little bits here and there. We pick up little things like, oh, that can improve. Yes, we need a player in that position. Yes, but don't overreact. I know some people were Ten Hag out last season, and they want to pick on every little nook and cranny that they can to put one on Ten Hag. And my opinion, if you don't like Ten Hag, don't go begging players at the training field. Don't go begging for photos at the training field in LA. If you really don't like Ten Hag, don't go to the games in LA. Enjoying LA, acting like you're in LA for the first time. Listen, I've sat in Compton. I've been with rappers, things like that. I am proper in LA. You go there, you say, "Oh my God, I was interrogated." Mate, it's LA. Mate, it's LA. Look at you. It's LA, right? At the end of the day, I get interrogated. We all do. That's the way what happens when you go abroad. Definitely. Deep Dust, what's going on, my friend? How you doing? Glory, glory, Man United. Yes, I think Rasmus doesn't have the serious pull, and he subbed for precaution, so he may back before Community Shield match the Euro. I think I hope so. I hope it's not too serious. Deep Dust, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for your comment. I hope it's not too serious, my friend. At the end of the day, even when Rasmus went on the floor, he went like this, so it means it's something small. Hopefully it is small, and hopefully he'll be back in the friendlies in a couple of weeks. But hopefully the Euro one, most importantly, the Euro one looked serious. I hope it's not an Achilles injury, and hope he will recover very quickly. We will get news today, of course. He will go to the medical team, and then we will get updates on the injuries. We cannot speculate at the moment. Obviously, there was a lot of speculation online about it being an Achilles injury. We cannot say that. No one knows what it is. No one is Euro. No one is the doctor of the Euro. Even Ten Hag doesn't know what it is. So let's not speculate. Let's hope that he is back and he's ready, and it's just a pull. Let's hope so. And it's just a small thing. So I hope they recover ASAP. Definitely, Deep Daz. I hope they do recover ASAP. We need them. And if it is a few weeks out, if he does miss the first game of the season, we do need to get Ligt through the door, Mazraoui through the door, a left-sided centre-back. News on Kadioglu, by the way. Kadioglu has gained the interest of Manchester United again. Manchester United will go in for another offer for Kadioglu. Will go in for the first offer for Kadioglu. They have not made an offer yet, but Manchester United will go in with for the first offer for Kadioglu next week, and hopefully Kadioglu could become a Manchester United player next week. Could become a Manchester United player within the next few weeks, which will be absolutely fantastic. We do need a left-sided centre-back. We do need a left-back. Kadioglu can come and play both. He can play right, left wing-back, left-side centre-back, and left-back. Let's hope we put in an offer and it's accepted and we can move on. But at the end of the day, Fenerbahce are managed by Jose Mourinho, so he has a bit of feelings about Man United. So let's hope and pray that he's kind to us. But I doubt that Jose Mourinho would want to let Kadioglu go. It's his first season at Fenerbahce. He's going to want to improve, isn't he? Mount was our best player. His off-the-ball work is what we missed last season. His off-the-ball work from last season. His pressing high up. Let's hope for a big season for Mason Mount. Let's hopefully he has a massive season. Thank you for the comment, Macmillan. Good morning. I hope you're well. Let's hope for a big season for Mason Mount next season. Of course, his last season was hampered by injuries. We need him to perform next season. We're going to need every single player in that squad, and we need them to be on the pitch, and we don't need them injured because we did miss players like Mason Mount last season. We missed a lot of players last season, and we missed a lot of defenders last season. We missed strikers last season. We had 60-odd injuries. It was a record amount of injuries, of course, and we couldn't cope with the injuries. So we need every single player on board this season because we do not want a deja vu next season, which is why it's imperative, it's important that we bring these transfers in, and we bring these transfers in quick. Kenny, good morning, my friend. The pitch was horrible, and I hope you're on Hoyland will cover. I agree, and this is something we should have looked at before the game in regards to the pitch. We should, before we go on these tours, we need to make sure these pitches are sufficient and they're ready for football. We cannot go on these pitches and getting our players injured, because this happens a lot. This happens a lot. We cannot keep going in these games. Before the game, we need to look at the pitch and say, look, this pitch needs to be trimmed. You know, the grass is too thick. That could damage the Achilles of player. These are small things that Sir Alex Ferguson used to do back in the day. He used to look at the pitch and he used to say, look, the grass is not right. We cannot play in that grass. And they used to cull it. That's how influential Alex Ferguson was. And we need to do things like that. These are small little details that we need to do. You need to look at the pitch. You need to look at everything in regards to it. Not just play on any pitch or play on concrete and just expect our players not to get injured. Because we hope, luckily, Euro walked off the pitch. So hopefully it's not that serious. He walked off. But hopefully it's just a pull. And hopefully we get some good news today. Because we do not need another deja vu from last season. We do not need the same issues that we had last season. 60 injuries, of course. We don't want that anymore. We bought Euro. We're excited about Euro. We need good things in our life. Do you know, we want good things. We should have good things. We're Man United fans. We deserve good things, don't we? We deserve to have a few nice things in life. And taking Euro away for an injury is not what we want. We don't want that. Definitely not. Yeah, big up, D-Daz. Thank you for joining me. First time I've seen you on here. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to smash a like as well. Guys, thank you so much for joining me this morning. Matt Menon, these pitches are made of NFL, not football. Exactly, he's touched on it earlier in the show. They're made for football, they're made for NFL, not soccer. They're made for NFL. They are not made for real football. So at the end of the day, these things need to be looked at before we play on these pitches, because this is very, very important. And I'm surprised we're not looking at these things. We're surprised we're not looking at the pitch, because obviously it's crying out for an injury if you go on a pitch like that. If you never played on a pitch, it's a bit like playing on AstroTurf. In a way that it's very highly likely that your player will get injured, you know, especially in Achilles. This stadium used to play American football. Yeah, it does. It does. It does play American football. Most stadiums in America like this, of this type of ilk, play American football, of course. But I don't think they're ready for football, soccer in American terms. They're not ready for it. And at the end of the day, I feel like they need to improve that, and definitely improve that before the World Cup, because the World Cup is on its way. You know, and we do not want injuries left, right, and centre, especially to Man United players. Of course, we don't wish injury on anyone. But what I would touch upon is Asna. Arsenal were intent on injuring some of our players, and I do not agree with some of the tackles they were putting in. I know they're crying. I know they're upset about last season. I know it hurt. I know we were laughing at them. I know I made fun of Arteta's eyebrows. But come on, guys. It's banter. Don't go in with two-footed challenges in friendlies. Don't injure players. I know they want to challenge for the league, and they know that they're a little bit worried about Man United, because Man United are coming back. You see, we got to be careful with this when we play Arsenal, when we play Liverpool in these friendlies. These are tactical challenges. Tactical challenges are you could injure a player slightly so they don't start of the season. If you see that a team is a threat, injure him. Injure him. He's their main player. These things happen in football. These sinister things do happen in football. And we have to be wary of this. We have to be careful. But hopefully, next week, we get a Mazraoui, we get a Ligt, we get a Ugarte, and our squad will be boosted. Of course, we need to be careful. Players like Euro. Euro is a young lad, 18 years old. We cannot just rely on Euro. Okay, he's young, and of course, he's going to pick up injuries. Hopefully, we don't get any reoccurrences, and these things don't continue throughout next season. We do not need this anymore. We've had enough of these injuries. We've had enough of it. We're tired of it, to be honest with you. Guys, in regards to Manchester United, of course, we need to think of the positive. Collier was very positive. Amaz was a positive. Odinei was a very big positive as well. We had some great young players coming through the ranks. We still have Fletcher. We have Stuart Lacey as well. We have a number of players coming through the ranks, which hopefully will break through the squad, the first team squad next season. And hopefully it will be another one of the conveyor belt of fantastic youngsters that are coming through the Manchester United Youth Academy. This is very exciting for me. Obviously, these friendlies, for me, in my opinion, are discovering the next big thing. They're getting the sharpness in friendlies. That's what it's about, getting the sharpness, getting the match fitness, and discovering new players. Of course, Vitek, the goalkeeper, looked very impressive the other day. Amas is the one I've been crying out for a long time. We need a left back. If we do not get a Kadioglu, we can bring Amas into that squad. And I think we should start nurturing him and start bringing him in the game. 10 minutes here, 20 minutes here. Try and get him used to the physical side of the game. Rashford today disappointed, and this is the problem with Marcus Rashford, and we're going to get this problem again and again and again. He ghosts in games sometimes. He does ghost in games, and he does go missing. He's a new Scooby-Doo, basically, like McTominay. We have too many players who ghost in games, and over the past 10 years, 5 years, we have ghosted in games. Certain players have ghosted in games. We cannot be carrying players anymore. We can't be doing this. If you're not going to perform, we need to get rid of these players. If they're not going to put 100% in, if they're not going to show themselves in these games, we need to get rid of them. They need to do more. He's our left-sided centre-back. Thank God we got Garnacho coming back. Garnacho, of course, is building his way up to being one of the best young players in the world. Of course, just won the Copa America with Argentina, a very influential figure in their team as well. So, obviously, we have Mainu coming back, Garnacho coming back. These are two very, very important players for us. But this is an insight to the weakness of our squad and the same issues that we've had over the years in regards to depth and the quality depth of our squad. This needs to be improved tenfold. This needs to be improved. We need to get more players in, and we need to make sure the quality of our squad is up to standard, because I am putting my backing in this manager, and I am putting my faith in that we're going to challenge next season, and we're going to challenge Manchester City, and we're going to shock the world. That's my prediction. That's been my prediction for weeks now, that I think we will shock the world next season, and we will do very, very well, and we will challenge for the title. That is my opinion, right? I think we will. If Ineos doesn't sell Rashford next summer, they aren't serious. Mate, I think Ineos should... I mean, one of the main players that I said we should get rid of is Marcus Rashford. And the reason is, it's not because I don't like the guy. I think he's a talented player. At the end of the day, I just feel like he has the same problems, the same issues every single season. And he goes missing. He might have a good run of goals. He might have a good spell. But so often, as we've seen over the past, and we're going to see this season, he will go missing in games and he will disappear in games. And we do not need that next season, guys. We need someone who's going to be there every single game of the season, every game performing. I know you can't perform to your maximum, but at least show yourself in a game. Put in a challenge. Do something that you think, wow, yeah, he's up for it. You know, don't walk around the pitch strutting yourself and saying, bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. You know, we need someone who's going to fight for that badge and get it in. Do you know what I'm saying? And even if you're not playing well, the game's not going well for you, do something. Show us something. Run. You know, we had that last season. We saw that so many times last season in regards to Rashford. Always like looking like he's not interested. This is the thing. He looks like, oh goodness me, when's this game over? What's on tonight? What's on TV tonight? He has that sort of mentality. And regards to Anthony, cut and shoot, cut and shoot, cut and shoot. Guy, do something different. Do something different. Stop cutting in and shooting. Stop being so predictable. You need to stop doing that. You need to go on the line and cross sometimes. Cut in and cross, cut in the box and cross for the strikers. Stop cutting, shoot. Players know this. They read it. Good players will read that game. Read your game. And that's what's happening. They're reading your game. That's why they're struggling. In the first season, they didn't know your game. Now they know your game. You cut in, you shoot. You cut in, you shoot. Rarely do you go on the outside and cross. And this is the problem that we need to address with Anthony. Anthony, I like the player, but he needs to have more to his game. If you're playing on the right for Manchester United, you need to be a creative powerhouse. You need to create for our strikers. Who played on the right in the past? Cristiano Ronaldo, David Beckham have played on that right. Okay, Andre Kanchelskis have played on that right. You have heavy boots to fill, mate. You have heavy boots to fill, and you must cross when it's time to cross. Run and take on the player when it's time to run and take on the player. When it's time to cut in and shoot, then cut in and shoot. But every single time cutting in and shoot is not going to work. And we don't want that next season, which is why I feel Ahmad should be starting the season as a right midfielder next season. And we see how Ahmad does. Obviously, don't want to put too much pressure on Ahmad, but we'll see what Ahmad does. If he starts next season on the right, I hope he impresses, because we do need more creativity from that position. Ahmad seems to do the right decision at the right time, in my opinion, and he should be starting that right-hand berth. Now, in regards to Rasmus Højlund, I was very, very impressed. I said it at the beginning of the show. In regards to his goal was magnificent, the way he took on the player. It looks like, almost like he's been working with Ruud van Nistelrooy. Who knows? You know, so at the end of the day, Rasmus Højlund's goal was absolutely immense, fantastic. Collier was brilliant. Ordonez was brilliant. Amas was brilliant. Good positives there. Lots of positives to take for the game, guys. We need to be positive for next season. It's a friendly. Don't worry. I know that a lot of the Ten Hag outers on their cameras already talking about Ten Hag, talking about, oh, same problem. So it's the same thing, you know. There's the same. Guy, there's lovely, lovely places in LA. Go to LA. Go to Orange County. Go to these players and places and just enjoy yourself. Go to Beverly Hills. See Hollywood, you know, take pictures, enjoy it. It's a fantastic place. Enjoy it. Go to the, don't walk in LA though. No one walks in LA, by the way. No one goes for a walk in LA. You don't walk in LA. Our first goal was offside. Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't have the luxury of VAR. So obviously, the goal was offside. Of course, we're not going to cry about it like Arsenal would. Arsenal would probably be doing a petition about it right now if it was them, even though it's a friendly. But obviously, it's a friendly, so we're not going to cry too much. But these mistakes shouldn't be happening in any top-level game, in a game that, you know, decides. It's a decider, really, isn't it? You know, but it is a friendly, and we do take it on the chin. We say, okay, you made a mistake, that's fine. But Arsenal's goal was offside, yeah. And I feel like Arsenal were lucky to defeat us yesterday with a very, very strong team they put out on the pitch, more stronger than ours. We had a lot of young players in that team. This is why I was positive about it. It was 1-1 all the way up until 81 minutes. So they struggled to beat our youth team, basically. So there you go. And that's a positive to take from that. We have some good young players. Harry Amas, I've been banging the drum about him. He did really, really well, of course. And I'm very excited about the future of Man United, and I think you guys should be as well. Of course, if it gets the Fulham game and we lose the game or we draw the game, then we can start being concerned. I would aim to win the Charity Shield. I would aim to win that, of course, and build up momentum and build up a morale and grab that shield of Manchester City, because if we beat Manchester City, that's 2 games in a row we've won at Wembley against Manchester City. What a big blow for them, and what a big, huge morale boost for us that would be if we defeated them at Wembley for the 2nd time in a row. That would add a more of a winning mentality. I'm concerned about Fulham first game of the season. Of course, my immediate concern is Euro and Rasmus. I hope they're okay. I hope they're not too injured. Of course, the terrible challenge that the Arsenal player put in on Evans. I hope Evans is okay, because that looked like a leg breaker almost. It was a horrible challenge. And you know, Ten Hag should mention these things. Ten Hag should be a bit more grittier about these things, about players diving in for challenges in friendlies, and they need to calm down in regards to friendlies. Arteta, with his facelift, obviously didn't celebrate too much, because if he celebrated too much, his skin would go further back and his eyebrows would go further up. At the end of the day, he can't do that, because he cannot look like a clown. He cannot look even more like a clown than he already does. Obviously, he's had some eyebrow treatment. I don't know what he's had, and he's had a facelift. So at the end of the day, listen, Father Time, it catches up with all of us. It catches up with me. It catches up with you. You're going to have to accept it, hold it. Go for the rugged look. Cut your hair off. Have a little bit of a stubble, a bit like Pep Guardiola. Do that, because they don't have no hair. You see what? The thing is with Pep Guardiola, if he grew his hair would grow on the sides, right? And he would end up looking like Holy Pulis or something like that. He would end up having to wear those hats. So hair can make a big difference between winning and losing. Hair, right? Because at the end of the day, if you got hair here and you got no hair at the top, it doesn't look good, does it? It doesn't look great. I know I'm swerving off the topic, but I'm just giving some pointers in regards to managers. If you've got hair coming here but hair not coming here, shave it off. Shave it off. Don't grow the hair here, because it makes you look like an average manager. You can go from an average manager to an elite manager with just trimming the sides of your head. Trust me. Believe that. You can go for a 6 out of 10 to a 9 out of 10 just shaving the sides of the heads. I know this. Trust me, because my hair grows out that way. So trust me that. But in regards to Arsenal, I'm not impressed with Arsenal. If I give my opinion on them, I weren't that impressed with them. I think they looked a pretty average, in my opinion, with a strong lineup. I thought Manchester United has some promising youngsters coming through. And hopefully next week we'll have some more signings. We have an here we go, and we have a bunch of players coming through that door. Hopefully some of the players will be joining us in LA. Xerxes will be joining us soon, of course. That would be fantastic if we can get Xerxes playing a couple of games, getting his fitness up. But we do need to be careful. These pitches are not good enough, and I'm a little bit worried about that going forward. But let's hope for the best, and let's hope that these injuries are not serious. We'll get news today. If anything breaks, I will be with you live, of course. Don't forget to join me later for Chatterbox. I'll be here as I raise the volume again. That's what I do, raise the volume. Guys, you're absolute legends. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. You have a fantastic Sunday. Just one more. Ciao. I think Arsenal will drop off. Yeah, I said it as well. I think they will drop off next season. I think they'll come 4th or 5th, in my opinion. We'll have to wait and see, but I think they're a little bit overrated. I think Man United will finish ahead of Arsenal next season. I believe that firmly. Now, guys, thank you for joining me this Sunday morning. Whatever you're doing, whether you're going to church, whether you're going out for a stroll, enjoy your day, right? It's early in the morning here in Italy. It's probably late in LA right now, early in the morning. And is it late? It's very late in LA at the moment, yes. So it's late in LA and it's early morning here. So you guys have a good sleep. You guys have a good rest. Have a great day. Have a good afternoon, a good morning, whatever it is, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining me. Guys, have a good one. See you later. Peace.